Hello there, my name is Hocus and welcome back to another episode in the Minecraft LP series. This is episode All the Threes 33. Yes, that's right. The double threes today, guys, and that means that we are almost halfway through the 30s, which is always good. So I'm flying around here in the moment, just taking a look at the world, taking it all in. It's turning into a great sight, I won't lie. I do like getting this aerial view. But today, before we kick things off, I've got a couple things to discuss with you guys. They are both positive, so don't be too worried going into this. First thing on the agenda is to just give a huge shout out to you guys and say thank you. Thank you ever so much for the continued support on the channel. Pretty much every video that I put out is now hitting the 100 view mark. A good chunk of them are also getting close to or hitting the 200 view mark. And to me, that is unbelievable. And as I say this, there is a huge smile forming on my face. You guys are making Hocus one happy person. And for that, I cannot thank you enough. The excitement is still there 2 years on of posting a new video, anticipation of the view count ticking up, the likes ticking up, the comments coming in, responding to those comments, and seeing that subscriber count just, steadily progress over time. It's all very good fun, and I couldn't do it without you guys because the feedback is what drives me to create more videos. So again, thank you very much, guys. You don't know how much this means to me. I appreciate every second you spend on the channel, every video that you come back to watch, and I just hope that I never let you down. You know, I hope that I keep producing content that you enjoy. And again, thank you. I cannot be more thankful. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Second discussion point is that this world was recently featured in a video by a pretty big Minecraft YouTuber. I believe he has around 1.5 million subscribers. However, he does commentate in Spanish, so I don't know if any of you guys speak Spanish. I will leave a link to that video down in the description below if you want to go check it out. It's only like 10 minutes or something, but I just thought that was really cool. I have no idea how it happened. He didn't contact me at all, but there is a link to the world tour in his description. So I did have a few people come across and comment and such. Most of them were in Spanish again, but yeah, pretty cool. All right then, guys, with those two discussion points out of the way, let's hop into today's episode proper. And the first thing that I was informed about in the last episode, which is a shame because, as I say, I did put a lot of effort into this snow farm that isn't going to function. There is an altitude requirement also for them to produce snow, and I think it was Y65. You can see right here, we're at Y33. So that is the reason why these dudes won't ever produce snow down here. So, yep, this one's a dud. This one is a dud, unfortunately. So, again, any ideas of what we can replace this with, do let me know. Maybe a small farm of some sort that we can stick in here. But, yep, until that happens, we've got a dead snow farm in the base. Oh, yeah. Today, we are on the hunt for some blackstone, and there are multiple ways to achieve that. First of all, one of them is to trade with piglins. Unfortunately, this is our bartering setup. It doesn't get any better than this just at the moment, so I guess we can begin by taking all of the blackstone from the chest, but I'm going to leave this guy with a stack of gold. Hopefully, he can produce some in the background whilst we're doing other things. And other things in this situation means using our trusty debris farm to test out another method of attaining blackstone. So what I'm going to do is dig into a vein like so, light the fuse, run, get back. And let's see what sort of damage that has done. It doesn't look like it's done much damage at all. Yeah, not too great, is it? Let's light maybe one more right here. Doink. Let's get out of here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, seems to be doing more damage to the netherrack than anything, which is to be expected. I guess then in that case, this might be our easiest method, but this is also going to be the most grindy and the most boring. Oh well. We must have timed this just right, because this guy is about to finish up with the last ingot. Let's see what he's got for us. 43. That's it. That's all you could do. Okay, now I know I've got you trapped in a glass cage, but that is pathetic. Fortunately, we went ahead and manually mined a bunch of this stuff. Now, this is definitely not going to be anywhere near enough to finish this project, but there was something I saw on Reddit that I want to recreate in the world. And today, I guess we can just get started on it and then branch off into something else for the rest of the episode. That sounds like a good plan to me. All right, so you guys know this location, I believe. We've been here in the past. This is the desert in which I collect my sand. Now, it's not very far away from base. Off in that direction, 100 blocks or so is the iron farm. So we're close to home, right? But look at the landscape. With every block we remove, the uglier this area gets. So I want to add something here that kind of distracts from the ugliness, maybe covers it up slightly, and in general, just, you know, something to make this place worthwhile. Because once we decimate the landscape, there isn't going to be much left. So I figured we'd use it for building at least, just so that we're not ruining an entire biome here, especially since it's so close to base. So what we're going to start with is some blackstone. And quick disclaimer, this build is going to be nothing like the one that I saw on Reddit. I just want to use the color palette used. So in that image, which I think after a bit of further research is associated with a video by a YouTuber called Trixie Blocks. He seems to be quite popular in the Minecraft community. Not that I've ever heard of him, but that doesn't mean much, obviously, nowadays. He built this huge pyramid out of blackstone and gold, and it looked awesome. The color combination was great. So I think we're going to go and try to do something similar here, but on a much smaller scale. So what I want to start with is a 45 by 45 blackstone square. And that's going to go in this relatively flat area here, just in front of our decimated area. And this is what a 45 by 45 blackstone square looks like. Very impressive, right? Very, very impressive. So I think from here, what we want to do is just start raising this up. I'm not sure what we're going to do in terms of height per level, but I'm going to take this in every few blocks. And it's going to form a pyramid, but kind of like a layered pyramid. So we'll have like one layer in, one layer in, one layer in, one, so on and so forth, you know? And eventually we'll cap it off at the top. And then on the inside of this thing, I actually do have plans for a cactus farm eventually, because I seem to be using a lot of green dye in the world for carpeting and such. So I think that would be a benefit. And then whenever we need to get any green dye, we can obviously head over here, stand inside or around the farm for a little bit, and it will produce for us. So not only is this hopefully going to look good, but it will also have a function in the world as well, which is always a benefit. So this is where I'm at right now, just working on some detailing for the outside of the wall, because having it flat would be a disgrace. That would look terrible. And also I'm thinking actually the brick texture would be better for this. If you take a look on this side where there isn't anything up against the wall, this is ugly, right? Too grid-like with this texture. So I think bricks will work better. And what I'm trying to achieve here is using gold, but not having it look too blasé, because gold is, again, one of these textures that can look like blocky and kind of nasty because it's all divided. So I'm going to hide it behind some dark oak fences, I think. And then we're going to have little arches in between. I'm actually thinking maybe we can make these one block higher. So if we go up again, that means we'll have to add a little bit more gold in, but again, that's okay. Gold is essentially free to us now. It just takes time to get it. So let's do that. And I mean, it's kind of stating the obvious, isn't it? Because we could say that regardless of what's going on. But obviously we've got the gold farm in the Nether, so we can just stand there and get it free without any effort. So we'll do that. And then that means we'll have to extend our archway, which will now sit up an extra block. So again, we'll have a block there and right there. Okay, yeah, this is better. Then I'm just trying to think about how we connect up that centerpiece at the top. We could even just go in with a slab like this. I don't like that, though. I actually think it looked better when we had the slab one block above this. So if we have a slab here, for example, and take a look at it that way, I think that looks a lot better. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Just arches slightly more. Further improvements to be made, or at least I think so. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think. I've added in a little bit of detail here on the in-between section. So we've got some walls up and above the gold block in the center. And then, of course, we've got these little guys in there. I've added some ridges going around the top there to create kind of like a walkway. And then I've done the same on this side as well. So we've got half of the first layer complete so far. But I'm thinking that we need to add something here because this looks kind of weird. So maybe let's keep it basic and just start with something like this. We just want to ease the pattern in a little bit. So maybe we can slope it with some stairs. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. And then perhaps we'll want maybe a slab up here as well to thicken that part. Is that good? No, that's kind of strange. I think we need something up there. Gold block, no, that's probably not the one. Here, let's try and get something in on the inside as well. Just a little bit of detail. Maybe we can do like some walls. Gold block. Yeah, that looks all right. That's not too bad. But it's just this part right here. I'm not satisfied with that, to be honest. Let's see. What else have we got? We've got stairs. Can we... No, there's no real way we can wiggle a stair in there. I can't imagine. No. Okay. Do we just put a wall block in? Oh, you know what? That isn't too bad, is it? That could be worse. That could be worse. Just a regular block, maybe? Let's see what that looks like. We've got one of these guys. Yep, let's pop one of those in there. Nope, that's not the answer. This is proving tougher than I thought it might be. How about, instead of having it up there, we bring it down to this level? What does that do for us? Anything? Anything? Not really, does it? Oh, this is tough. This is a tough one. Oh, okay, guys, so this is actually what I've decided to go with. I felt like we needed a little bit more gold in there, so I've pillared us in the corner, a nice exposed column of gold. The stairs have remained, so they transition it up into the corner. I've put that wall piece back in because I think that actually didn't look too bad, and we could always hang some lighting from that or something further down the road, just so that at night this thing does light up a little bit. That might be an idea, actually, to get some lanterns in these slots here. I don't know. We'll think about it as we progress, because this is going to be kind of one of those projects that just is developed over time, not necessarily finished in today's episode, as I've already mentioned. So I've got this in place in this corner. It's also in place on the far corner. Let's get an aerial view and see how this is looking and shaping up. Okay, from a distance, it's not too bad, right? You can see there's definitely detail there. Yeah, you know what? This isn't so bad, is it? And I'm sure as we add layers, this is only going to improve. So let me decide whether or not we're going to continue with this or move on, and then we'll just see what comes next here. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this build. So back to the grind, more blackstone. We are going to continue with it for just a little bit longer, see if we can get some significant progress made, and then we will think about other plans for the remainder of today's episode. Check this out, guys. 1 second, let me just get aerial, and 180 turn. Oh yeah, we are starting to gain elevation with the pyramid build, and it is really coming together very well. So the bottom layer is totally complete. I've added in this walkway, so this is going to separate the first layer from the second, and then so on and so forth as we progress up. And I've already began laying out this layer too. So we're just going to follow the pattern again up here and do it exactly the same. So we'll take out this middle section here. This will be replaced with gold. And this is all I have left of gold as well. So we are going to be having to do a little bit of AFKing at the gold farm at some point. And then we'll just finish it up with some, you know what? We might not actually take it all the way down like that. I think maybe in there, instead of a fence post, since we've got the half slabs, I'll just go with a dark oak plank like that. And then, of course, we run out of fences to finish this up. But again, going to keep progressing here. Maybe get as much of this layer done as possible with all of the resources that I have left. And then that's where we will call this build for today. This is it then, guys. This is as far as we're getting with the pyramid, temple, whatever it is kind of build today. So we've got 2 layers pretty much fully complete aside from this 1 gold block. And then if I take flight once more, you can see that we're part of the way into the 3rd layer as well. So we've made pretty good progress, actually. I wasn't expecting to get this far at all today. So I'm very happy with where things have left off. And once we've got all of this in place, we will begin constructing our cactus farm. I did almost think about building it today, but the problem is I want to actually see how much space we're going to have on the inside of this thing to work with. You can see right now it's very open, very big. We are going to have a lot of room, but I want to pretty much fill this entire thing with a cactus farm and use every last block available to us. So once completed, we will add that cactus farm in, and then we shouldn't have to worry about green dye ever again. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But as I say, this is it for the pyramid temple build today. Let us move on. All right then, guys. So I'm thinking for the rest of today's episode, we show the mob farm a little bit of love, because it's been a while, right? We spent some time on a stream months ago now, actually, building up the 2nd tower. I've been working... Again, this was a while back now. Oh, rest in peace. I was working a while back now on getting the 3rd tower set up, But in total, we will end up with 5 towers. We'll have one more here, one more there, and this one will be completed eventually as well. So I think what I want to do today is maybe work on the storage system, because I've been using this thing trying to get some gunpowder for TNT, rockets, that kind of thing. I mean, that is the drop that we most commonly use from this farm. You can see I've actually got a bunch of items stored up in here that I just haven't been using. But this is it at the moment. I have to handpick through all of the items to get the ones that I'm looking for. There is no filtering, and this leads absolutely nowhere. And it does only encapsulate the central tower at the moment. Unless the mobs are fortunate enough to fall off of this side, then they might splat around here somewhere, and their loot might just about make it into a hopper, but it's not guaranteed. So I'm thinking that we go grab a bunch of hoppers, head back over here, and start setting up some sort of system to take care of all of the drops that this farm will eventually produce. So I've picked up a few more hoppers, and I have my doubts this will get us anywhere near completion, but we can always make a return. It's very close to base, so that is no issue. But I've been thinking a little bit about this before I recorded this segment, and I have to say, I'm already very confused. This is going to be a tough one, that's for sure. So I'm trying to figure out roughly how wide it all needs to be. I think what we've done is... So is this lined up? Okay, that lines up with the platform itself. And then we've gone out 5 blocks. So I guess we just do that everywhere, right? And then go from that point. So I think I'll mark it out in stone first of all. Maybe not stone, maybe stone brick. Just so that we can differentiate, because this stone right here, again, that matches up exactly with the platform. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do the same thing on each corner. Pretty similar to what we've got going on over here. You know what? This may not be so bad. I'm thinking that all we... Oh. I'm thinking that all we need to do is this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you come in one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on and so forth until we link up here. Let's see roughly where that is going to link up. Oh, sweet. So it is just going to make a complete diagonal across. That's what I kind of hoped for. I kind of hoped this would all link up smoothly, which I thought might be the case since the roof over the farm is a similar shape. Hey, no. I'm trying to record a video here. Leave me alone. I was thinking that since the roof is kind of a similar shape, this might all link up, and it seems to do so pretty well. So that's good. And look, we're already getting overflow. This is not good. This is a problem. But I'm going to continue here and just take this all the way around, but we can do a similar thing here. So again, it'll just be 1 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 in, 4, 5, whatever. I ran out of blocks, but you get the point, I think. Okay, this seems to be about it, and I'm hoping that I got this right, because I've laid out everything in place without having any references on a few sides. So if this is in the wrong position and we make too much progress, it'll be a real pain in the butt to fix further on down the line. But I'm fairly certain that we're good to go. And the reason why I say that is because on this side where I've got the reference point, we've got the corner block here of the platform, then a diagonal 2-block gap to the next corner block, which again lines up with the platform. And that is the same here. So again, we've got the corner block 1, 2, and this will be where the corner block lines up once I got the platform in place. So I'm fairly confident we've got this all mapped out. But what we need to do now is basically, let's grab... Okay, redstone blocks might do the trick. I need some blocks that are going to stand out, because we want to have like four points where the hoppers are going to sort of come together, and that will be where there are droppers to drop our items into water streams that will then distribute them amongst a storage system. So I'm thinking actually these 4 corners here are good places for them to meet. So we've got a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say this is going to be 1 right here. This will be 1 right here. Then we'll have 1 more here. And our final one will go right there. So eventually what we're going to do is have all of the hoppers connect into these 4 locations. So we want to evenly distribute them as much as possible so that we're not getting any bottlenecking going on. So I think what we should do is kind of map out which of these areas are going to lead to which focal point. If you catch my drift. I'm not even sure I catch my own drift here, to be honest. This could be difficult, but here, let me try and think of an example. So this one right here, we could say that which direction are these hoppers leading in? I think they're... Okay, so this row of hoppers here leads from this way up in this direction. So we could say that this row here will lead to that focal point. this row here will lead to this focal point, and also this row here will lead to this focal point, okay? And then we'll try and get a similar setup on each corner so that we're trying to basically maximize distribution so that we haven't got too many hoppers focusing in on one focal point, because as I say, that will cause some bottlenecking. So again, let's take some time off camera to get this organized. It may take a while, in fact, because this is going to be quite difficult to do. But I'll get it done. There will be no worries, and then we'll pop back in to see the results. Rest in peace again. Okay, guys, hear me out. You might be wondering what on earth I'm doing here, but I'm trying to explain in a clearer way exactly what the plan is here. So instead of using redstone, which means that all of the corners are going to be the same color, I've split it up into 4 different colors of wool and planned it out that way. So brown items, any items in the brown channel are going to end up here. Any items in the light blue channel will end up here. Any items in the dark blue channel, or blue channel, if you will end up there. And then finally, any items in the white channel will end up here. So I've then marked out with wool where we are going to be bringing those items from. So white is going to extend all the way out the back of this platform and over to the side here, but not quite into the corner. The corner is going to be occupied by brown. And the brown then begins from here and will be directed diagonally across to the brown center point, which is right here. And then each of these center points in the corner, if you didn't catch my drift earlier, will be linked to a dropper, which will be underneath this hopper, which is underneath this brown wool block. Now, this could be getting a little bit convoluted, but stick with me. And then that dropper will be shooting items down into water streams, which will then be distributed over the top of a succinct storage network, or at least I hope so anyway. That is the plan. So hopefully this shows you guys a little bit more clearly what is going on. So as I say, each of the 4 corners is going to be fed by an even amount of hoppers. So all we need to do now is get those hoppers in place, remove the wool, and I guess just hope for the best. But I think before we do that, actually, we should probably start clearing out these guys and destroy the initial hoppers, because they actually won't be pointing in the correct direction. So before we do anything, we'll get rid of those, and then we'll be hopping into our master plan. You know what, guys? The hoppers are in place, but the more I think about this system now, the more it becomes clear that this is going to be a lot harder than I first imagined. So I did have a little bit of a plan to keep a lot of this base underwater, but I don't know if that's going to pan out very well, because there's going to have to be a lot of redstone involved to circulate the items after they've made their way into the system. And redstone and water, they're just not compatible. So I think I might have to go back to the drawing board here. Anyhow, let's take a look at our progress, because I think this looks pretty awesome now that we've got all of the hoppers in place. So there it is. And doesn't that look cool? Doesn't that look cool? Oh, and you just see the smoke rise up from another mob that has fell to its death. But I think it works. So here is our central hopper on this side. You can see that the center one is filled, and then a few around the outside are also beginning to fill up. And this is because I've used the farm slightly. I just gave it a little bit of a test run. And as far as I could tell, there's nothing getting stuck anywhere, so we should be okay. Obviously, I haven't tested every single hopper, but I've tested a good amount of them, and it seems as though we've got it all correct. And I don't even want to begin to explain how all of this works, because directionally, I just cannot remember exactly where everything goes, where it all comes from, and what have you. But I know that we've got an equal amount of hoppers feeding into this block as we do feeding into this one right here. You can get out of here. And so on and so forth. So each of the 4 focal points should have the same amount of hoppers feeding into them, which means that hopefully there isn't too much stress on any certain part of the system. But as I say, we were going to have a dropper down here that kind of shoots items out. But then I realized that redstone and water aren't compatible, as I mentioned. And now I don't really know where to go from here. So maybe we'll just call it here for today's episode, and then we can think about that in further detail down the road. But you know, this is good enough progress for me anyway. And I don't know exactly how many hoppers we've used here, but a very, very good chunk of iron has gone missing from the iron farm. That is all I know for sure. So we've put in some good work. And obviously we did get some progress made on the pyramid temple type deal that we've got going on out in the desert. So I think today's episode was successful enough, and I'll make a plan for this and we'll come back to it at some point further down the road. I think that will probably be the best strategy. All right then, guys, welcome back to episode 33 of the Minecraft LP series for the last time for today. I hope you had fun with this one. I certainly did, and as I said in the last clip, I think we've made a good amount of progress today, and this also means that the mob farm here is just readily available to be used whenever we want to, which is always good because I pretty much continuously need gunpowder, so it's always nice to have a source of that coming in that we can sit an AFK at and just produce it over time. So very, very good indeed, and I'm very pleased. So if you did enjoy today's episode, please be sure to drop a like down below. That would be much appreciated. Any questions, suggestions, comments, or feedback, leave those down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond to as many as I can. So don't be afraid to say whatever you want to say to me. I can take it, guys. I can take it. You know, even the negative criticism, I can take it. And then, of course, if you are new to the channel, first of all, welcome. My name's Hocus. I hope you enjoyed your stay, not the stay, your stay on my channel. I always say the stay. I hope you enjoyed your stay specifically, not anybody else's, on the channel. If you did, please be sure to consider subscribing. That will allow you to stay tuned to this series. I also have a pretty cool SMP series going on that seems to be quite popular, so you might want to check that out also. Anyway, guys, that is going to be all from me for today. Have a great week. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.